Workforce experts blame the loss of millions of U.S. manufacturing jobs on the rising capability of computer automation. One example, the U.S. auto industry built and sold a record number of vehicles in 2015, but did so with many fewer workers than it once employed. VOA's Jim Randall reports from Detroit, where some workers displaced from industrial companies are getting help to prepare for an uncertain future.
Assembled cars like the Model T, much of the work done by hand, by muscle power. Competitive pressures prompted industrial companies of all kinds to seek more efficient, less labor-intensive, and cheaper ways to make products. Bad news for millions of workers like Holly Stover, who once held jobs in industrial companies. She was laid off after years of work for steel firms.
Well, I hope to end up working a decent job, making a decent living.
With help from an employment counselor, Stover is exploring new kinds of work, worrying about health care costs, and considering school to update skills. A Georgetown University workforce expert says more industrial robots mean fewer humans have high-paying jobs on production lines.
The principal job eater since the early 1980s, when this began with a vengeance after a very difficult decade in the 1970s in manufacturing, is technology. Probably 75% of the job loss is technology-based, just to say robots, machines in general, are substituting for people.
But a top Labor Department official says the changing economy brings new opportunities for workers if they have relevant skills. Many employers complain they can't find enough people who can do things like run advanced machine tools or program computers.
We've also in this country had a remarkable transition to a service economy. And really wonderful high-paying jobs in IT, for instance. Those are industries that didn't exist 20 or 30 years ago.
Meantime, the head of the Southeast Michigan Community Alliance says employers are trying to close the skills gap by seeking apprentices for high-paying jobs like electricians, plumbers, carpenters, millwrights, and pipe fitters.
What is also evolving in our economy here is a work-based learning mindset with both the employers and with the job seekers. Many job seekers look at it as, I can't afford to go to school for a couple of years and not have an income.
Greg Petoniak's organization helps displaced workers find ways to upgrade their skills and closely tracks the skills employers need. He says part of the problem is a U.S. education system that puts too much emphasis on preparing people for college and too little to get people with other interests and skills ready for technical jobs.